Morning, everyone. Greg here. I'm back at the workbench, and I'm gonna do something a little bit different today. We are having our coffee. Yeah, we got the Bills mug out today. Um, yeah, not much in the way of models today, guys. Um, if you don't mind listening to me kind of wax poetic a little bit about today, hang around. If you're not interested in talking about football, there's a lot of other channels out there going to have cool models. Glen and 60s Rule, lots of other channels. But today, it's a rather bittersweet day here in Western New York, because today, 4:25 p.m., will be the last regular season game played at Rich Stadium in Buffalo, Orchard Park. Originally, Rich Stadium was built in 1973, and it's being replaced with a new stadium, just as Rich Stadium replaced the old rock pile War Memorial Stadium back in the day. This has been an important part of my life and the entire Western New York community. So, if you're a fan of the Patriots, the Jets, the Dolphins, Chiefs, or whoever, don't feel obligated to stick around. But if you're a Bills fan, a Western New Yorker, or a displaced Bills fan that lives in New Jersey or lives in Bowie, Maryland, or Louisville, Kentucky, or any other place not right here, stick around, because I'm going to just give some of my observations of what the stadium has meant to me. I don't even know where to start. I just know that my first interaction with Rich Stadium was long ago at Boy Scout camp. And I can't even remember where it was, but this was the first game at Rich Stadium. It was a preseason game against the old Washington Redskins, and the opening play of the game, they kicked off to Washington, and the guy returned it 100 some odd yards for a touchdown, which would have been the first touchdown in the brand new stadium. So, kind of a strange beginning to the whole thing. Spent plenty of time there. My family had season tickets for a number of years. My first game was a Monday night affair back in 1975. The Bills played the New York Giants. I think it might have been the first Monday night game the Bills had appeared in. First football game that I ever went to. I think by then I would have been about 16 years old. Walked into the place, it was dark, but all I remember is we had end zone seats. And when we walked through the tunnel to get into, the bowl area, and all I remember seeing was the goalpost, just the fluorescent yellow just screamed at me. It was like, wow, this is cool. So, we got our seats, we watched the game, we ended up losing. Our kicker missed a 19-yard field goal. His time expired, and it was like, come on. But this was kind of a famous game. If anybody's a fan of the old Monday Night Football with Danny Don, Howard Cosell, I forget who the other guy was way back in those days. Um, yeah, if you ever see replays, it's the game where some drunk fan was crawling across the cable that holds the net for the field goals. And of course, he was halfway out there, probably 50 feet up. And, of course, the TV cameras were all over that. And, it was right up above our heads. It was crazy. It's like, holy cow. I've seen the replay on that dozens of times. I don't know. You probably can find it on YouTube. But that was my first experience at, it was Rich Stadium, but anybody around here calls it the Ralph because it was named after the original owner and founder of the Bills, Ralph Wilson Jr. Yeah, so we had season tickets for a good long while. Actually, I got a certificate signed by Ralph Wilson Jr. Ralph C. Wilson Jr. and the Bills present this 2009 Season Ticket Holder Achievement Award to me for 30-year anniversary of our season tickets that we had. My mother, my stepfather originally had tickets starting in 1980. So we had lots of opportunities to go to games. Not only myself, but my brother and my two sisters. All the family members, got a turn to go to the games. Went to the games during the Super Bowl run where back in the 90s where I seen 3 AFC championship games, the initial pounding of the Raiders. I seen them beat the Kansas City Chiefs with Joe Montana. I went to another championship game. I think that was against the Denver Broncos. Yeah, those were all great games. I got to see a lot of great players. The first thing that I remember, and well, what I'm going to talk about next here may be uncomfortable for some people, and to some extent it is for me. But what drew me to the Bills was they drafted a player from USC back in 1969. Yeah, the infamous O.J. Simpson. And I tell you, I watched a lot of games where he played and did amazing things. I do have an autographed OJ helmet that I found, and of course this is after the fact when he, committed his dirty deeds, and that's a separate issue. I mean, he's what got me to be a Bills fan in '69. I mean, it's kind of been part of our family. The red, white, and blue, we all love it. Over the years, I've collected up a whole bunch of Bills memorabilia, and this is just a small little collection of what I have. I've got the second helmet, the Blue Buffalo. This is a little figure that my mother had did ceramics, and she painted it up for me. Yeah, if you really look at the back, yeah, number 12. Jim Kelly, yeah. So we've been through the whole Jim Kelly, Thurman Thomas years. Seen a lot of great football, had a lot of heartbreaks. Now we've got you know, Josh Allen and a whole new team of guys that are in the playoffs. But today would be the last game. It's very doubtful that we're going to get another playoff game this year. Next year we move into the new stadium, the new Highmark Stadium. That bugs the shit out of me, let me tell you, because it just seems that health insurance company should not be making enough money off our backs to be able to get naming rights to a football stadium. It just bugs me. New Era Cap Company had naming rights for a while. Of course, New Era Cap Company is from Buffalo, New York. Made perfect sense. Highmark, yeah, they're located in Buffalo, but it just, I hate it. Just should not be, using healthcare money to name a stadium. But that's my rant on that. But also this year, one of our Christmas presents, well, mine and my two boys, Daryl and David, and they have not seen this yet, so you're gonna see it today, boys. The new Fisher-Price Little People set for this year have Marv Levy, Jim Kelly, Josh Allen, and of course Sean McDermott. So this kind of commemorates the glory days of Rich Stadium, and what the famous words on the back: when it's too tough for them, it's just right for us. And I got a bunch of these nowadays. I don't know, we collect them every year. It's just, it's like a traditional thing. As long as Fisher-Price puts them out, and you guys all know my love for Fisher-Price toys. I mean, that's a whole separate thing. We could do oodles of videos about that someday. But I had a lot of good times at the Ralph. I always call it the Ralph because it just had a vibe. You guys all seen the videos of the shit that goes on in the parking lots, the pregame, jumping through tables, Pinto Ron, all the crazy antics. Yeah, next year it's just going to move across the street. And I don't know as I will get to any games at this new stadium or not. I have no idea. I know I went to a bunch of good concerts there. Seen the Rolling Stones back in the 80s. Then I didn't go to another concert again until a couple years ago. We went and saw Garth Brooks. Yeah, what an amazing show that was. And I'm not a country music guy by any means, but yeah, it was an awesome show. But it's somewhat, to me, it's a sad day because this stadium has been a big part of my life. I don't know how many games I went to. I don't know, well over 150 games, maybe more, maybe less, I don't know. Preseason games. Excuse me. They had ice hockey there. The Winter Classic. Now they play a stupid thing down in Florida. Are you kidding me? You're playing ice hockey in a stadium in Florida. Who the hell cares, really? I mean, put it back up in the north where it belongs. But that's another story. But I'm kind of going on here. An era is coming to an end today by early evening. Well, hopefully the Bills win. It'd be awesome if they beat the Jets. Of course, I think everybody beats the Jets anymore, so maybe that's a good sign. Bills are playoff bound, and yeah, that's cool, but they won't be playing at Rich Stadium anymore. Sad. But I went on long enough. 15 minutes. That's ridiculous for me. You know, I'm trying to do short and sweet. I don't like doing epic videos, and I don't know. Maybe 5 people will watch it. If they do, that's good. If I get more, that'd be even better. But thanks a lot for hanging out with me for just a little while. It's a cold day today. It's going to be cold during the game. But I got an idea there's going to be about 75,000 people in that stadium that are going to be having a good time. So, you know, if you're going to the game, enjoy. I'm going to be sitting in my living room with my feet up in the recliner with some chicken wings and some beers. With that, I'll catch y'all later. Bye.